Hello.
One. Hello, everybody. Steve, how are you doing?
I didn't know we had an intro.
Oh, Steve, we're kicking it up around here now. I hope we are anyway.
Uh-oh, that's pressure on me. I gotta perform now.
You gotta perform, Steve. We're everywhere.
Right.
We're everywhere. How are you doing, Steve? How is your day going?
I am fantastic. I got to help a really nice gentleman this morning, and things went really well.
Oh, doing much better. Wow.
Yes.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, because of it's nice that I can get back to doing business a little bit. I actually met the gentleman in a nursing home this morning, and it was really nice to be able to go into a nursing home again. Because that's what my job entails.
I do love that, Steve. I do love that. Well, Steve, we have so much Big Brother to talk about, but we have to say hello, Steve. Now, this is only our second show doing this, Steve. But we're live everywhere. We're live on the Facebooks, the Twitches, the Instagrams, which I'm hearing through my feedback that our Instagram might not be rectangle. It might be this way. So they might only be seeing the middle of the screen. We'll have to work on that for later, Steve. But here's what's cool.
Hey, Eric.
What?
Hey, Eric. Guess how much a hipster weighs?
How much?
An Instagram.
Oh my God, Steve, no. Steve, no. Well, look, here's what's exciting too. I figured out how to get chat. The last show that Nicole and I did with Bobby Moynihan, which is now in the TV Co-op, we weren't aware how to pull in chat from places like Instagram and Twitch and places like that. But we're able to pull them in now, so we can see all of your chats everywhere, which is exciting. But if you guys are watching in the TV Co app, make sure that you click the blue follow button so that you're alerted every single time that we go live. And that's where we like house our stuff, Steve. We're housing our shows in the TV Co-op after we're putting exclusive content in the TV Co-op, which is fun. But of course, if you guys have questions, leave them wherever you're watching, or you can tweet them us using TV Co Live. It's exciting.
It's very exciting, especially because I think there might be an episode of Jody and Friends tonight.
Steve, this is what I was going to tell you. Tonight on TV Co at 9 p.m., there is the new episode of Jody and Friends, or as Steve likes, that's what Steve calls it. It is technically called Armchair All-Stars. However, Steve, guess what?
What?
Jody is joining Nicole and I for our after show after the episode tomorrow night.
Ooh, fancy.
So I just did it to make you jealous. What level of jealous are you right now?
About a 12 out of 10.
About a 12 out of 10. All right,
I was tweeting with Jody yesterday in the second veto comp of my season. There was a mess of different clutter, and you had to find different items. And one of the items we had to dig through was a framed picture of Jody. I remember I got in a little tip with production because I wanted more than anything to take that framed picture of Jody in the house with us. And I was apparently complaining on feeds that production didn't let me have the framed picture of Jody, so that became our initial bonding point. And that clip came up on Twitter recently of me on feeds complaining I couldn't keep the picture of Jody from that veto comp.
Oh, I love it. How did you love, because there's a month left of the season, so it's a great time to have the intro finally ready and done, Steve. But did you appreciate that I didn't use the classic Steve cry scene for your win, and instead I did the Steve hug?
Oh, yes. I've seen that clip so many times.
Yes.
I don't need to see it anymore.
I see Courtney over on Twitch is saying that we're looking great over on Twitch. I see Jen is over in YouTube, and she says that we look great over there as well. I see Angie on Facebook is saying that we're looking good. Steve, we're looking great everywhere.
Steve in the TV Co-op is saying you'd look a lot better with a brown paper bag, though.
Well, that's not very nice of him. Now, Steve, I expected you to be in a more somber mood today, Steve.
Well, there's nothing fun happening in the Big Brother house, so I'm having fun on the TV co-op.
I also have to say there's basically no feeds either. So this is going to be an interesting live feed update show. Of course, I mean, I think everybody knows, but of course we're going to talk about the things that have happened. But we've been having like 10, 12-hour blackouts of feeds. So we're going to take your questions. Keep putting them in where you guys are putting them in. You have Steve, a Big Brother winner, here to answer them. But first, I have to ask you, Steve, why do you think the feeds are on stars this whole time?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. I mean, they would turn him down like if someone's like singing and they have like a copyright problem. And I understand why they try to keep production from being a character in the show. So I understand why it happened when the whole Tyler and Allison fiasco went down.
Right.
But it's like they've been down since the Tyler and Allison fiasco. I don't have a good answer for you.
Now I don't want to take credit for this joke, but I saw it. Oh, you know what? Oh, I want to give credit to oh my goodness.
I'll take credit.
Reality Barbecue on Twitter is, I believe, who said it, but forgive me if I'm wrong. Anyway, he said it's because we need some stars on All Stars. So that's why the stars.
There was some good like, honest to God, I was super pumped about Memphis.
Oh.
I was super pumped about Kevin. I was initially like really pumped about a lot of his cast.
Wait, I mean, well, we all know why we're not thrilled with Memphis, but wait, why aren't you thrilled with Kevin? Just because you wanted a more angry season 11 Kevin in there?
He was screwed by the preseason twist and never really got the shot to play.
Sure. But so that's why you're disappointed.
I wanted to see Kevin play and I didn't get to.
All right. Well, he's playing a little bit this week, and there's still a chance.
I mean, Kevin and David are both going to be gone on Thursday, and probably thrown like a Danny.
Well, aren't you just a freaking ray of sunshine? I think David's going to win. How about that?
Really? Would you care to place a wager on that?
Yes, I would. I will bet you, $5.
So if David does not win Big Brother, I get $5. And if David does win Big Brother, you get $5.
Oh, we want to go for the whole win. Ooh, I don't understand sports betting and what double or nothing or odds or over and unders or any of that. Here's what I'm saying, Steve. I will bet you. Okay. Here's what I would like my bet to be. You smart person it for me.
Okay.
If David survives the triple eviction, I believe David will win the season.
So the bet's only active but he's not surviving the triple. So it's a moot point.
If he survives the triple, I say everyone drags David to final 2.
But there's a 0 chance of that if statement becoming true.
Is there?
Yes, there is.
You have not been right in any of our bets so far this season.
What else have we bet on?
If there was an endurance POV.
That's weird. I'm sorry. They don't do those.
Okay. But you were wrong.
No, I was not wrong. I said they're super uncommon. I didn't say there wasn't, but I said it's uncommon. I was right.
Well, so you're taking my bet, Steve?
The bet? There's no bet because David's not surviving the triple.
Okay.
You're not offering me a bet.
Then I'm going to bet you David survives the triple so we can have a bet. And then if he survives the triple, I double down on the bet. He also wins the season.
So if he wins the season, you get $10.
Yep.
If he's evicted in the triple, I get $5.
Right.
If he survives the triple and then loses, we're even.
Oh, great. I thought I was going to have to give you $10, but sure.
I accept that bet. I will accept $5 via Venmo on Thursday.
All right. I see Shelly M over on YouTube says that that's the bet, Steve. Take the bet. So there you go. Now,
$5 out of this, just like Jessica didn't in Big Brother 8.
who is Jessica in Big Brother 8?
So they did the enemies twist, and it was the Donatos, and it was Joe and Dustin, and
Oh,
and Carol and Jessica were the high school rivals because they fought over $5.
mm-hmm.
So like we could $5 like Carol and Jessica did in high school.
All right, I love it. Now, before we get into feeds from this week, Steve, I have to ask you, obviously, on our last show, for those of you who are new, since we are now everywhere, let me catch you up on the season so far. Steve cheated and pre-gamed with Devon. And he is thus very invested in Devon's game. We can pretty much blame Steve for Devon leaving. And before last week's episode, obviously Devon was still in the house. Steve was like, "Ooh, no, Devon, queen, queen, queen." And now Devon's gone. Steven, thoughts?
She's still the queen. And
Obviously.
I am very excited to be voting for her for AFP.
We all are.
I am sure everyone in the chat and everyone everywhere else is excited to vote for her for AFP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she can be queen of the season. It'll be known as Devon season.
I have to. No, I am correct. We have all the pre-jurors all on board for Devon for AFP. I know Nicole definitely tweeted it. I heard Kaser tweeted it. Keisha tweeted it. Bailey tweeted it. They all want their fan bases to push for Devon for AFP. So if that's not the best endorsement, Janelle, yes, Janelle. I didn't see Janelle, but I saw the other ones. But people are saying yes, Janelle did. So Janelle. So that's all of pre-jury.
You know, here's the funny thing. My mom and I have been arguing about this.
Oh, who does your mom want?
Oh, we all want Devon.
Okay, good.
What I was telling her is Janelle will get more votes than everyone else combined. That was my bet as of this time yesterday. Like Janelle will get 50%, and then everyone else will put the other 50%, kind of like Donnie did in 16. I was in my business. I do a lot of work with social workers,
right?
And some of the social workers enjoy calling me to talk Big Brother. And I maybe just an hour ago had a conversation with a social worker who I do some business with.
Okay,
and she's a casual. Like she usually isn't even up on the other episodes and has never done feeds or Twitter in her life.
Right.
And she was telling me, "Oh my gosh, I'm voting for Devon for AFP."
Really?
Like a super, super casual who has nothing in that world is telling me Devon, which floored me. I was sure she was going to say Janelle, and she said Devon. So I am possibly recanting this. We didn't put money or anything, but I was telling my mom Janelle's going to get at least half of the total votes. As of that conversation, I might be wrong. Devon may have a wing at this, and I'd be over the moon if Devon won AFP. I'd be over the moon.
I mean, and I don't. To take nothing away from Janelle, obviously Janelle is amazing and everybody loves Janelle. My argument would be Janelle already has the title. Like, yep. I wouldn't want to see someone who's already has the title have it again. So I wouldn't want Nicole, Anthony to have it, Tyler, Keisha, Janelle. Like, let a new person have it, is my first thought. And is Janelle gonna do with $25,000? Well, $20,000 handbag. Let Devon have it.
Well, Janelle did something really cool, as I'm sure you know. She eBayed off
her
the necklace she wore in the house, and I
Amazing.
think it was, I want to say she raised like $18,000 to give kids the village.
Yeah,
so
it's amazing.
I am a Janelle stan at the moment, because she donated that $18,000.
Right.
So Janelle would
what?
So I don't want to. So I'm huge team Janelle, but Devon was my original ride or die of my season. I got to vote for her.
I don't know that you think I'm saying I'm not team Janelle. I'm saying I'm team Janelle. I just think...
Oh yeah, I'm just saying I'm team Janelle, especially because of that necklace.
Oh, got you.
That's the big number one reason I'm team Janelle.
Yeah. I just want Devon to have it because I think that it would help Devon the most in, her real life to have it. Plus, she's given us 3 years of amazing feeds, amazing, personality on this. Just everything she has done season after season, not just this season. What a better time to award Devon America's Favorite Player.
I love her.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Just didn't love her enough to help her out to win the game, huh?
I suppose the mistake was I was like, I did not anticipate how dominant preseason alliances were going to be this season. I didn't anticipate it. And I wish I could go back in time and say, pre-game, go call Derek right now. I wish I could go back in time and tell him that.
Derek denies that he pre-game, Steve.
Yeah,
why are you looking at me like that for?
She should have. I would have told her to call Derek. That's what I would have done differently. I completely underestimated the role of preseason alliances.
I don't know that I should have this conversation now that we're broadcasting live everywhere and I'm not tucked away safe in the TV go out. But here's my thought, Steve. Here's really my thought. So you see, this is what I was thinking the other day. So you see how you were like, oh, I would tell Devon to call Derek, right? I have a feeling a lot of people were like, oh, let me go call Derek for advice, which would be normal. People, obviously, he had such a good Big Brother game. But then I think we know that Derek is like BFFs with Cody. So he probably just told Cody who was calling. You really think they had like group meetings and were planning out scenarios? I think it's more just like, hey, Cody, guess who called me yesterday? This person's on the show. Because that's what I would do. What?
Then set them up for an alliance. Because I with Derek and Cody still being really good real life friends, like forget the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm sure Derek duping Cody into taking him doesn't feel good.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And I think Derek setting Cody up as well as he could is if I were in Derek's shoes,
right,
I would be vested in setting Cody up as well as I could. And I would be in the business of setting my friend up with as many allies as possible, which would be everyone who called. And clearly, whoever called Derek trusted him, which means Cody would be able to work with that person. So am I sure that Derek just turned around and told Cody? Yeah. Do I think Cody would have worked with that, but more likely to work with that person as a result of that call? Also, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're kind of saying the same thing. Like, I would do that for my friend. Like, if it was anybody and someone called me and be like, hey, guess who I found out is going to be playing on you in this show. So that is where we agree. I think that's it. I just find it funny when I see people like, they had group Zoom meetings and did it. I'm like, I don't think there was any of that. I think it was just, hey, guess who called me? Yeah, they're on the show.
Yeah, lots of one-on-ones. And I'm sure Cody probably reached out to some of the people who called Derek.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like an Enzo, I'm picking a random name, called Derek, and Derek told Cody, and then Cody and Enzo had a phone call, something like that.
See, here's the thing, and unless Adam Pock is lying to me, and he is not one to lie, but Adam didn't even know that Enzo disappeared. It was like, boop, Enzo was gone. And I know that Adam and Enzo talk like every single day.
Really?
Oh, every day. Every day they talk. So I feel like, but then again, Enzo, I mean, really, we could be making the same argument because Enzo is not in that alliance.
Yes, he is.
You think he is?
Yes. He's higher on the totem pole than some people who are formally in the committee.
No. I'm saying, are we saying the same thing? Like, do you mean he was in that alliance from before the season started and they told him just, we'll pretend like you're outside of the alliance?
Something like that.
That would be, I said that back when I was full on board with the Derek preseason, the preseason stuff. I was like, yeah. He had them create the main alliance. He told Tyler and Enzo to remain outside the alliance, but would still protect them. And then have them. And then I was like, this is ridiculous. Who would have time for all of this? I mean, like, I really like my friends. I don't know that even I would devote that much time to this.
I think Derek's a good guy, and if I were in Derek's shoes, I would say the Cody dupe would be eating at me.
Well, here's the thing, Steve. When the season is over, we get to talk to the people. I'm going to trick them and we're going to get the answer. Like for posts for like backyard interviews or however we're doing that, this is literally going to be my question. So Derek admitted to the pre-gaming with all of you guys during the season. I wanted to give you a chance to say what you wanted to say about it. Floor is yours. We're gonna double trick them, and then I think they're gonna be like, "No, we did not pregame," and then I'm gonna go, "Oh, well, I'm glad I said I didn't think so either." Then
that's dirty. I love it.
It's how we play. It's how we play. Okay, well, let's. There's so many people asking questions. Let me take this one from Michelle69 in TV Co chat. Or I mean, it's not chat, it's chat. But she says, did you hear that the house guests were hinting about a triple eviction? Now, I did not hear this. Did you hear that, Steve? So they were, I did not either.
And can we address something we need to address?
Yes, Steve, whatever you want, your show.
Is this a triple or is this two doubles?
They won't tell us. But again, I go back to how are they going to set up 6 comps? Don't make sense. 4. Okay, then 8.
4 comps.
So you're saying do the eviction at the start of the episode.
HOH veto, 4 comps.
HOH veto, HOH veto.
Uh-huh.
HOH veto.
I'm inclined to think it'll be 2 doubles and not a triple because Grodner is proud she doesn't know a thing about Canada. So I'm going to guess they're going to do 2 back-to-back, and especially with it being the longer episode time, I'm really thinking it'll just be 2 doubles. And hell, I mean, I go back to that rewind that Final 5 of Big Brother 6 where they played the same HOH comp and the same veto comp. It wouldn't shock me if they played the same HOH and the same veto both times.
Oh.
Do a question answer true false in booth and just have it be 2 different true false quizzes and use the same booths. And veto do like a ball pit and just have some production members go refill the ball pits between the evictions. And have them play the ball pit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say quickly, Robin in TV Co chat. Why is this my tongue twister now, Steve? TV Co chat, as if I've never had to say this before, says Dr. Will told them to stay 3 steps ahead, and that they had a new Dr. Will video earlier. And he said 3 to 4 people had to go this week. So, okay, so that's how they were clearly hinted at it. But back to the point that you just made, if the premiere taught us nothing, for the love of God production, none of us want to watch them do the same comp over and over. It's not good TV.
Well, it'll only be twice instead of...
I don't care.
8 times.
Nope.
It'll be better than the premiere.
I mean, yes, in the sense that in the sense that there's going to be more, I mean, less people doing it. Yeah, but still no.
So the ball pit, everyone plays at the ball pit. Everyone plays simultaneously. Anyways,
I feel like you're right, though. Why was I so stupid in thinking it had to be 6 competitions? I guess I was considering nomination a competition because I'm a moron.
You are a moron. I agree. I'm the same. I'm going to be $5 richer on Thursday with your money after David gets evicted.
You have to but isn't there a scale? It's $5 my money. It's relative to the amount of money we have, Steve. The bet for you is like $500.
No, I don't know. What happens is David get evicted on Thursday. You pay me $5. That's the end.
All right. We'll see what happens. Maybe 420 over on Twitch is saying they are doing the first part taped. Oh, so we're not going to have feeds all day. What, Wednesday and Thursday now either?
Big Brother's consistent.
Here they are. Maybe there'll be a Skittle draw, says Cindy over on YouTube. Yeah. Well, what So, all right. So you think there's no way it's going to be Big Brother Canada style. So for those of you that don't
I
know,
don't.
Big Brother Canada style is the HOH nominates 3 people. They all play in the POV. Then once everything is done with the POV ceremony, there's 3 people left on the block, and the House votes to save versus votes to evict.
You left out the important piece where the HOH does not play veto.
And the
That's the
HOH,
way
yeah, does not play
it's
veto.
the 3 nominees and 3 people, because it's a way of keeping the HOH from being too overpowered, because 1OH evicting 2 people is a lot.
Yeah. Well,
So that's how they try to counter it. But HOH does not play veto.
And we all know I have a horrible memory. I'm pretty sure Big Brother Canada got rid of HOH playing veto altogether now as well, not just on the triple, like every week. I'm like 99% sure HOH no longer plays in veto in Canada.
I don't watch Canada closely enough to tell you. I'm not sure.
I do, but my brain has to reject the previous season in order to maintain all of this season.
What do you mean not making random quotes for the premiere episode of Big Brother 8?
Exactly. I don't understand how you do it. And yes, it is being confirmed that I am correct. They do not play in it anymore.
So is it the 2 nominees and 4 random people?
Yes. It's the 2
All
nominees, and then is it random draw? I forget how they pick them.
I believe it is.
I guess it's a random draw then, yeah.
And they have the overly dramatic veto necklace.
Right. So, our nominees for this week, Steve, obviously we saw that on Sunday night's episode, Kevin and David. No surprise there, correct?
No.
Did you at least enjoy the Kevin saying the world revolves around you to Cody part?
He wasn't lying. Kevin's shooting the shot.
It was a lot. I guess what you missed on the show was that afterwards, or maybe we'll see it on Wednesday. Oh, Cody retold that story for days. For anyone that would come up to Cody, Cody would be like, guys, guess what happened? I was just sitting here. I was just minding my own business. I was here. I was flexing. I was shirtless in the mirror. Then Kevin came in and he was all gay. And then he did the gay bitchy thing. And he was like, you're horrible and you're ugly, queen girl. And then he left the room.
When you're in a position like Kevin, I call it drop everything and run. Why the hell not? His job is to stir up as much crap as he can, because any change is a good change, because he's in the worst spot you can be in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he might as well be just stirring up as much as he can.
Well, now here's the argument to that. So here is what else obviously wasn't on the shows yet. We know that Kevin, so spoiler alert, and I said Kevin and I meant David. Spoiler alert, David took $10,000 in the POV.
Yes!
Which has enraged everyone. Danny is pissed. Danny is pissed. Memphis is pissed. They want him gone. Cody is pissed, but I'm convinced Cody sees David as his Victoria and he wants to drag him to final 2. Cody literally said, if David wouldn't have done that to me the other day, if Kevin wouldn't have done that to me the other day, I would be sending David home now. But I am not keeping Kevin in the house when he's talking shit about me to all of these people.
Why is everyone so upset that David got this money?
I don't know, Steve, but
if Cody got it, no one would be complaining.
Well, they're in a position of power. Steve?
Go, David.
So if we just want to if we're just checking off the boxes that later you'll ask me and we know I won't remember, that means I was right.
What were you right about? I'm sorry?
If Kevin wouldn't have thrown everything at the wall and tried to create chaos, he'd be staying.
For another 20 minutes.
Hey, I think week to week matters in this game. It's definitely, oh no, I guess it's not any more money, but I think staying alive in that game one more week gives you another chance for something else to happen.
We'll see what happens in the triple. I think Kevin and David are both going to be gone, and they both would have been gone either way, no matter what. Anyways,
Okay.
but I'm up for being wrong.
Who do you think will win then? However they do this, who are the like so you're saying Kevin is gone at the top of the episode. Then
Yep.
you think David will be another person who is gone, whether they do it as two separate things or one thing altogether. David will be the second. Who do you think will then be the first person gone from the committee and friends?
I think Danny's a likely option.
Over Enzo.
I also think that the fact that a committee member's already put Tyler up, it's going to be real easy because if someone puts up Tyler, they won't be the first committee member to put Tyler up because Tyler's already kind of a designated pawn because of what happened a few weeks ago. I don't think Enzo goes. I think, despite not being in the alliance, I think Enzo's fairly high on the totem pole in the committee, despite not being in the committee. I think he's more in that alliance than some people who are actually in the alliance, a la Danny.
My producer, which in a strange turn of events is Nicole for this episode, is
Hi, Nicole.
letting me know that Kevin tweeted from obviously the house. I hope everyone is safe out there in the real world. Hopefully you all are enjoying me fail horrifically on Big Brother. Laugh out loud.
Okay. I enjoy rooting for him. It's going to be sad when he kills him Thursday, along with David.
I do love it. I see Tommy T in the TV Co chat says, do we think that there will be a jury battle back?
I haven't counted weeks. Have you?
I mean, we technically don't know when finale is, but let's just.
I thought the date was announced.
It was?
I thought so.
Well, me
it was like
too.
2 days before Halloween.
Me too. So if anyone wants to be mad, blame Steve. Let's go with it's October 28th. So if it's October 28th, we have 4 weeks left, right?
Mm-hmm. And there's 2 jurors already, so there's 9 people in the house.
Right.
It'd be down to final 6.
Right.
So it'd be final 6 on the so we'd be down to 6 on the first.
Yep. Because we're losing 3.
5 and 4 were real quick, which means we'd be down to 4 on the 8th. Maybe there will be.
There has to be.
Yeah, you can't go final 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Final 6 should be 3 weeks out for the finale, not 4.
Wait,
you're right, Eric.
I always am, Steve. You've yet to be right and on the stupid one.
I like that system. Let's keep it.
That's not right, so might as well. I see Michelle Mills over on Facebook says there will not be a battle back. Samantha Kelly says, oh, the 28th, that's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
What are you going to get her?
Terrible Big Brother winner.
Oh, wow.
And Davon for AFP.
Okay. People want to know.
Like last year, no one cared about the winner, but everyone only tuned in to watch Nicole win AFP. It'll be the same thing this year.
You think?
If Davon actually pulls this off, like, I think everyone agrees. I don't want to say anything mean, but I think generally speaking, the most popular part of the finale last year was Nicole winning AFP.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was the only positive thing.
I think that might be the case this year.
Right. Okay.
Except instead of Nicole Anthony, it's Davon, Diane, Rogers.
Right. I mean, I'm tuning in for it 100%. I'm tuning in for it. Well, whatever. We don't care about last season anymore. No offense, producer. I was going to say I thought there was a chance that Holly could have won it, but turned out not to be so much. Lefty Ambition over in TV Code Chat says, Steve, what do we think the chances are of having some sort of an America's vote? We have not seen anything like that yet this season. Do we think we could vote people back in the House?
I don't like Americans voting affecting the game that directly. I really don't like it. Like the American Slayer twists, I hated. Jeff getting the coup d'etat in 11, I hated it. I would have much preferred it had it been like a competition he won or earned instead of just being handed to him.
Right.
So I vote no on that. If America is going to vote on something like what the have-not food is, or maybe the theme of a conference, or something where it's not, who do you want to give an advantage to? I feel like that really hurts the integrity of the game. This isn't Big Brother UK where it's all public voting, because then the diary room isn't a confessional; it's a campaign.
I guess I can ask this question. Tear Bear 64 says, is Nicole going to be going back for finale? What do you think, Steve?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, but if she doesn't win AFP, they're going to want Breeder. I don't know. It's a tricky question. Maybe they'll attend on Zoom like the Survivor 40 finale?
Maybe. I mean, here's what I'll say. I have no way to know, but I would just say if I had to guess, my guess would be she has no idea yet. But that's just my guess. That's just my guess.
What a nice little guess you have there, Eric.
That's a smart guess.
Wink!
So, going into the POV, well, actually, so like we said, obviously, David took the $10,000 in the POV competition. Now we know it's OTEV. They already told us that. But apparently it's some sort of a physical OTEV that Nicole Frenzel thought was very unfair. She was like, I can't even win. No. I can't win. Steve, I don't know what's happening with your camera either. Maybe if you had some light.
Hold on, let me do this.
Do whatever your magic trick is. I just realized that your initials were S and M. There you go, you fixed it. Yay for cameras. Okay, so...
The magic of turning it off and back on again.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Anyway, Steve.
Eric.
Thoughts?
I'm sorry. Which train of thought were we on? I was distracted by my camera.
We're on the train of thought where I get to do the thing that annoys Steve the most. Zoop. What do you... and we...
Come on, come chase me.
I'm not... No, I refuse to chase you. What I want to know, Steve... What I want to know from you, educated Steve, who is very smart and understands the things that are going on in this house, what type of an OTEV competition, how do we think they twisted up OTEV this time that made it much more physical?
Well, the way OTEV's, one piece of OTEV that's changed over the years is it used to kind of be all on the same level. And recently it got where you had like the waterfall and you had to use the rope to climb up. So I'm going to guess that climb up to the actual platforms is more difficult. And it was just more obstacle coursey of getting around and finding the tokens. You know, that it's a lot like musical chairs. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I'm aware it's like musical chairs, but now follow me with this one, since you're out there in the world, you know, trying to keep people safe from COVID. Do we think, you know, a normal OTEV, right, would be playing in the mud and splashing in the water or the goop or the slime, like all of these things, right? Could it be they had to remove that aspect this year because they're concerned with COVID? Like, yeah. They don't want to make like a little COVID swimming pool.
Maybe they just made it all physical.
Yeah, I have a feeling
like,
there's
like maybe dirt obstacle coursing.
Right, like I don't think it's going to involve liquids or stuff like that this season.
That would make sense.
Right, I just
made it up. Droplets are COVID friendly, so no drop, no water. That makes sense.
Right, no water. Then it's like all upper body, and I don't know, climbing and pulling or whatever. Elizabeth Brown says they did play in Goop in the Darkroom Challenge. I agree, but I feel like that's kind of different. That was like sticky. They weren't like putting their faces in it.
It's not like a pool of water.
Yeah, it's not like a pool of water or mud. So it's, who knows? We'll see. Any guesses? Any guesses on what we think OTEV could be this year?
Production always comes up with a fun theme. I hope they used a fun house guest to be the voice.
A fun what? A who? A what?
A fun house guest.
A
It is
fun.
my favorite thing. In season 11, the OTEV was voiced by Casey, who was the third evictee that year, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Do they always do that? Just for you guys? Obviously not
No,
for the show.
I think the only time they did it was season 11. No, like if you actually go watch season 11 OTEV, it's literally Casey's voice, who was the third evictee that year.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I hope they pulled like a Kaser or someone fun, or even like a Dr. Will, and who wasn't even on the season, to be a fun voice. Where perfect, have Dr. Will be the OTEV voice. Love it.
What if it just is Dr. Will as OTEV?
Love it.
TV Code Chat is saying that the house guests were saying it was Crisco, not water.
That would make it more physical.
Hmm.
Crisco is bad for friction, and you want friction if you're climbing up slopes.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't they use Crisco on the slip and slide?
I couldn't tell you what it was. Maybe Crisco, maybe a similar product, but
right. And that Nicole Frenzel had to be pulled up by production because she couldn't do it. I remember she lost her pants. I didn't hear that production had to go in and pull her out.
Are we getting another Kathy and the Caramel moment?
Kathy and the Caramel moment is one of my all-time favorite moments ever from my all-time.
Brittany Haynes' all-time favorite Big Brother moment from either season she played.
It really is the best ever from my all-time favorite season.
So I think it is. I'm now substantially more excited for OTEV.
I want to see it. I want to see OTEV. Well, as it turned out, Cody won.
Drama! Oh, wait, no, it's going to result in a very predictable, boring week. Just like two of us. I
mean, it might have been a real drama-filled week. We wouldn't know. We didn't have feeds.
But it would have, if Kevin or David won it, it would have been fun. Watching everyone scramble on who the replacement would have been.
It would have been Christmas. I think we're like 90% sure it would have been Christmas. Cody
would she have volunteered again?
She would not have volunteered, but Cody was pretty much. He really was considering going after Christmas. He just didn't want to take a shot while there was still David and Kevin in the house. Ultimately, in my opinion, is what it came down to.
It'll be fun seeing a non-member of the House Alliance, quote, go home in the triple.
Yeah. It's just so sad. Well, I mean, Cody does not use it, so obviously smart choice, not smart choice. Do you think, like, what would you have done in his position? See, would you have taken a shot at the committee? Would you have tried to weaken it, or would you just keep going with?
The people at the top of the totem pole of the committee should keep it strong. The people at the bottom of the totem pole of the committee should be trying to reel them in his numbers and implode it.
I mean,
Cody's the top of the top.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sucks. It definitely sucks watching it. Like, I understand it's kind of like the what came first, the chicken or the egg argument, because it's like everyone, rightfully so, myself included, we're all upset that David and Kevin keep going up. But we also know they keep going up because they're not in the committee alliance. But we also then could argue, isn't it odd that the
alliance?
Yeah, isn't it odd that the people of color were not chosen to be in the preseason alliance? So it just keeps circling back. But
yes. Maybe actually no. I think it stops at the next steps. Because I think the reason they weren't in the committee is because they didn't call Derek. I'm pretty sure it's just the people who called Derek.
I'm pretty sure Devon and Bailey said that they talked to Derek on the feed.
Really?
Actually, I am. Well, let me put it to this way. I'm 100% sure on the feeds they said it.
Well, I know Davon lied to me about who she was talking to. She was talking to way more people than she told me she was talking to.
Yeah.
So if Davon really did call Derek, then that opens up the question. My understanding was it was just the people who called Derek. That was my understanding.
Yes. I forget who said it. I think it might have been Swaggy, so don't quote me on this, but I think it was Swaggy who said that Derek called him, and that's who Bailey was talking to or whatever. And Bailey was like, "Oh, he called us." Swaggy came out and said it was me he called about something I don't remember. Because I really also don't care. People are obsessed with this Crisco thing. There was a Crisco-like substance that was involved because they were complaining about not being able to get it out of their clothing. I also see Sugar Venom says, if they say I'm voting with the house, me, get out, turns off TV, cancels feed, throws TV out the window.
I voted with the house many times.
Well, that's why they wanted to call it the house.
Oh, yes. That was a clever alliance name.
That was the whole entire joke. Memphis created
I like the joke.
I like the joke too. Shelly M over on YouTube says Memphis created the committee. He wanted Bailey. Danny didn't want Bailey, so they picked Christmas. That was my other point of it as well. We did see a lot of the forming of it. I feel like people forget that part in the beginning, which is where I go back.
Was that forming?
What?
How genuine was that forming?
But this is where I'm like, I feel like we're all stretching now because we want to believe that Derek did it versus our favorite sucked. Because it's like, now we're going to go with, they literally had pre-rehearsed script of what. Okay, now guys, don't forget, you have to be in the HOH room. I'm going to pitch Danny. When I pitch Danny, you're like, no, not Danny. Then somebody run down and they're going to go grab Christmas. And then Christmas will be like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. Oh, hey, you're in the room. You know what you should do? Like,
yeah,
I'm not buying it.
No.
I'm not buying it anymore. The more you really think about it, it falls apart.
I am buying what Zingbot had to tell Davon.
What did Zingbot tell Davon?
What show she plans on losing next.
And who told you that, Zing, already? Your good
you
pal,
did?
Eric. Yeah, he did.
And you were also right about Tyler being called a liar.
Steve, I don't know why people don't understand this. I have all the information, everyone. I'm not allowed to say it, but I was Steve. When I did that tweet and I was like, boy, I love Canada's triple eviction like 2 weeks ago or like a week before it was announced. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I just don't care if I get told I can't cover Big Brother anymore. Like, I don't care about the season. I'm just saying everything now. Follow us on Instagram. Steve and Eric should have Derek on the show so they can get to the bottom of this. Thought, Steve? What, you don't think Derek would do a show with me? Derek loves me.
Oh, I think he absolutely would. I think it would. I don't feel. I don't think that confrontation would be a positive experience.
Well, I like positivity, Steve. So if you think it would not be,
I also like protons.
I feel like we're in a fight, Steve.
I'll just disagree with you. That's a good way to start a fight.
Okay.
No, not okay.
Okay, not okay. Yes, okay. You're right.
You just contradicted yourself. That makes it impossible to contradict you.
I know.
No, you don't. Please continue.
I know. You're right.
No, I'm not.
You never are.
Stop being smarter than me, damn it. I don't appreciate this correctness when it's bad for my ego.
Why? Okay, now this is a question that we get from a lot of people, Steve. Cindy, over on YouTube wants to know, why does a pre-alliance make a difference when any alliance normally falls apart? They all start turning on each other anyways.
There's something magical about having a bond from outside the house. There really is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will give you an example. At finals week, Jace and I sat next to each other, waiting to see Must Move Us for a few hours, and we
Right.
couldn't talk to each other. But he had a National Geographic magazine, and there was an article in that particular magazine about marijuana, and he was pointing at it and showing it to me and laughing about it, and we bonded over that, despite the fact that we didn't talk because we were supervised. And that bonded Jace and I.
How'd that work out for our good pal Jace, Steve?
The point I'm making
Uh-huh.
is that Jace and I would have been more loyal than we would have because we had that experience. If I had walked in the house and Jace won that HOH, which he was very close to winning, I would have already known 100% I wasn't going up just because of that experience we had with the National Geographic magazine. There's something that's more powerful about something that existed before the house.
I now want to text Jace and be like, Jace, I feel like your marijuana and magazine meant more to Steve than it did to you. I need to know, if you would have won that first HOH,
He wouldn't have put me up.
would you have kept
Jace,
Steve safe because you bonded over National
100%.
Geographic?
Jace, yeah. But we did not the magazine, it's just we bonded and we connected a little bit.
No, I do see what you're saying, 100%. And this has been my argument all along as well. I have always said you cannot tell me if there's a preseason alliance or people that come to an agreement before the season, right? And then something happens in the game which would be better for a person than their preseason alliance. They're not going to go, oh gosh, but my preseason alliance, I got to remain loyal. They would bail on it a second. So, in other words, yes, I agree what you're saying. As far as the first HOH, it 100%. The preseason alliance or whatever we want to say happening, is what made Janelle and Kaser the targets from day one. That was their plan going in. We heard them say they knew they had to go after Janelle and Kaser. So they had their targets. Everyone else knew they were going to be safe. That was part of that group. So I agree with you as far as that first HOH, first nominations. After that, the ability is within anyone to win competitions, to destroy that. So that's where I go, we have to start giving some credit to the players.
Sure. But there's just my other really strong connection I made at finals was Bronte, who I can say there are some people. There's a gentleman who I won't name because he never got casting, maybe cast in the future, and I won't say anything. But Bronte, who played 18, was also at finals at the same time, and we were ready to go. And I think I think it would have taken a lot for me, and if Bronte had been on my season, same thing. It would have taken a hell of a lot, even deep into the game, for me to turn my back on either Bronte or Jace. And I think it would have taken a lot for them to turn their back on me in the same way.
Yeah, I mean, look, do not get me wrong. I am not at all. I feel like people are thinking that I'm like, yay, preseason alliance and trying to defend it.
I think they make a bigger impact than you're giving them credit for, because yes, they would jump ship if something better came up, but to propose something better than a preseason alliance is a really hard thing to do.
I guess I'm just arguing the counterpoint because I think it would be boring if we just both agreed and complained preseason alliance like every, like.
Not complaining. I'm just saying they're powerful.
No, and I don't mean I'm just saying that's what I feel like a lot of people we're all like, we're around preseason alliance. I'm just trying to create a conversation around it.
Okay. Thanks for trying. You lose, just like you're losing David on Thursday, and I'll be winning $5. You can send it to me on either Venmo or Cash App. I have both.
I don't like those. I don't like either
I'll
of those.
accept check by mail.
I'm not giving you my bank account number.
random funny story. Johnny Mac and I had a bet one time,
Right.
and I don't remember what it was on.
Uh-huh.
And as I'm sure you remember, the week he was evicted, the final four HOH was the one I won on the fluky tiebreaker,
Okay.
and I won with the number 601. So our bet was $6.01,
Okay.
and I lost. I lost the bet, so I owed Johnny Mac $6.01. And what I did is I got some custom checks printed of pictures of me and him, and I printed 601 1-cent checks and put them in a box, ripped them all apart, like had the checks and put them in like a large box, like packing peanuts, and then I poured glitter on top, and then I mailed it to him. And that was
S-
how I paid him his bounty that he won.
Steve, has anyone told you that you're a dick?
He thought it was funny.
I would have hated you if you just put $6.01 in a box with glitter.
No, it was 601 1-cent checks that I printed.
No, no.
Custom printed checks. They were like literally custom checks of pictures of me and him.
No, I get it.
I put substantially. I invested much more than $6.01 into making it as inconvenient for him as possible.
Excuse me.
I don't remember what he bet on though, but I lost.
Excuse me. I would just like to say that my producer, whose initials go by NA, says, Nick was in my finals and he put me up because he was scared of me at finals. It depends on the dynamic in that pre-meeting, which determines if it's a benefit or not.
Sure, I didn't have any negative interactions, so I couldn't back that up. But yeah, I believe that. I just didn't have any.
It's not what I heard from the guy at the other table, Steve.
Oh, the one who I'm not naming.
The one who was like, I heard that Steve and Jace are a bunch of druggies and I don't like drugs, and then was talking about you doing a lot of illicit drugs on the feeds. Yeah.
I think you're making that up, Eric.
I make up a lot of things.
You do, just like you being right all the time.
Does Steve, Lost and Concruised in the TV Co chat says, does Steve think that we'll see another season of All Stars anytime soon?
Well, CBS is running out of programming. Like they're airing this race, coming up, which is they filmed. I think they were intending on never airing, which is the rumor on the street. I don't know how true that actually is.
Mm-hmm.
So they might have to just have something. Eric, do you have an opinion on this? You're making a face.
I do not. I swore off Amazing Race the last time Brendan and Rachel played. Much for the same reason I thought I would. I'm never allowed to not cover Big Brother, I guess is my point. I can't watch shows where I know the people in real life anymore. I obviously made the exception for this season of Big Brother, but I do not. I swore off Amazing Race after that season. I did not. Mm-mm.
That has to hurt coming so close so many times. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Okay. So Steve, before we wrap this all up, it's our quickie. It's our little quickie. We wish we had more exciting feed things to tell you all about. When I tell you the feeds were down for like 12 hours, 10 hours, nothing's happening. And then there's nothing happening. I will say one other thing that I thought was interesting. It is just completely speculation. It almost seems like Danny has been tipped off about social media's feelings. I do not agree at all, but it seems to be a common thing that they think she's being flirty with Cody. I think that's just the way Danny is. But it almost seems like she's been alerted to that, maybe. Because she seems to be getting a lot more annoyed with people if they try and make those kind of jokes with her or imply anything like that with her. So that's really the only other thing that I think has been interesting from the feed so far.
I think Danny and Dominic are very happily married.
Me too. And I love Dominic. And I think Danny
Regulators!
hit you with.
Alliance?
Oh, well, I remember, Steve. I remember. Well, look, everyone, we are glad. I appreciate you all coming out to this test stream with Steve and I. We hope that you have enjoyed it watching them wherever you are. We wanted to answer some of your questions a little bit, and I hope it went well. Let us know, let me know, let Steve know where you watched this
Your producer
after.
sucked. Can we replace her? I don't like her very much. I don't think she did a very good job.
She was great. Her job was to well, it's not her job. She was watching in the TV co-op and talking with everyone.
I don't like her. Let's get someone different.
I was like, hey, if you're going to be in there, can you just send me questions from there and make my life easy? But yes, Steve, more importantly, Nicole and I will be live for our Big Brother recap show tomorrow night, immediately following the episode with Steve's favorite, Jody.
Yay!
We will.
Jody.
Yeah, Jody. And then I believe Bobby Moynihan had such a great time with us. He's going to
he's
be
coming back?
Oh yeah. He's come back.
Nice.
Oh yeah, he's come back, Steve. And the things he told me about you.
I've never met him, so I don't think he had anything to say.
Okay. It'll cost you $10 to find out. So
my nose is a little itchy. Hang on.
Wow. Okay, you got it. I did not call you Ian at all this episode, so I think you should thank me for that. And of course, I want to remind everyone tonight, exclusively, it will only be in the TV co-op at 9 p.m. is Armchair All-Stars, hosted by Matt Hoffman, and Jody, and Sam, and Rachel. Huh?
What's this Armchair? What? That's not a show. I don't know what you're talking about.
Jody
the only show I know that's on. Yeah, Jody and Friends is on tonight. I don't know what this other show you're talking about is.
I don't know either, Steve. It's called
Jody and Friends is on tonight is the point.
Steve, we're everywhere now. People are not. It was before people got it, but now we're everywhere. People are going to go wandering in the TV co-op looking for Jody and Friends. Then they're going to be mad that they can't find it, Steve. If you can't find... Look, if you guys can't find Jody and Friends, just tweet at Steve. Or call him. His phone number is 1-818... It is Armchair All-Stars, the name of the show. It will be live tonight. Of course, follow TVCo on your favorite social media applications, and they will tweet it out when it's live. Steve, where can people find you on social media?
So I have a fun thing to say. I'm at Steve on Twitter. I am also going to be on Cameo very, very soon. I'll be on Cameo for until about November 3rd to do some fundraising for a particular political candidate.
Oh, Steve.
I'm on Cameo, and I will be taking $0 of it. Everything's getting donated. It'll be like very soon through Election Day.
Okay, so just to be clear, are you in Cameo right now yet?
No.
Yes. No.
I will be very, very soon.
Like today?
Within the week, before our next show.
Okay, everyone. So we'll talk about this again on the next show then, Steve. But I love what you're doing. I love that you're doing it. I love that you're giving it. I think, everyone go register to vote. Very easy to do on pretty much anywhere now. If you still have not. And follow us. Follow us on social media at Reality Recaps. And that's it, Steve. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you to everyone except for our producer. Bye!
Bye, everybody. Oh, wait, can I tell you one thing? Steve, you really have to go check it out. My Instagram story. That's all I'm going to say.
Did you do something? What did you do to me?
I'll just show it here because I feel bad that if people can't see it, but you have to watch it for those of you that just go watch it on Instagram. But look, who's that?
I'm going to assume that's Nicole Anthony, but I don't
Well,
know.
that is the logical answer, so go check it out over on Instagram, everybody. And you will see. Bye for now, friends.
And remember, everyone, be well to one another.
Right. Oh,
We got to do the Julie Chen sign off.
I know. I was trying to think of something.
I already got it. I got it taken care of, just like everything else on this show.
Spread the word, not the disease. Bye, everyone.
Hey!